and talking about the book. So people who struggle, and this was a good one for me because I know in the words it says for people who struggle with being loyal to others over themselves.
Right.
And I think about women, but moreover Black women in our community and that maternal and the background of that. So what was the motivation for the book, and was there really a personal story that kind of pushed you into this penmanship?
It was. It didn't set out to write a book. It was a form of therapy for me. And a little bit of history, a lot of things that I was dealing with. Like I said, I felt like I was being smothered, like suffocated where I was. I had to change. But I've never been by myself before. Never. I've always had either siblings, and then I went to the military, so there's a whole bunch of people there. And then I had kids, and I, got married, had some kids, and I've never, ever been by myself. This gave me the opportunity to sit in that. At first, I kind of fought it and struggled with it, because what was happening is when you learn to be by yourself and you give yourself time to sit in it, there's are things that's going to come up that you suppressed a long time ago. All those things you swept under the rug, all those hurts that you was like, yeah, never mind, I ain't got time for it. All that surfaces because you have nothing else to distract you. So I had to do a self-check. So it started out with me writing what was going on with me. And it was just a means of therapy. Then it turned into like this pity party pamphlet. This person did this to me, and and I'm crying and I'm mad and all kinds of stuff. And I thought, what good does this do? If you write all this in your pity, somebody else is going through this. Somebody else is going to find themselves in the pages of this book. Absolutely are going to find themselves. Why not help somebody? Yeah. And it took me a long time. I had like 10 book names, and I put them all on the wall. I had them on the wall, and every other day I'd be like, not that one. That's how I chose my book name. But I'm like, you know what? This is what this is. It's self-development. It's self-love. It's self-awareness. This is me trying to be the best I can be. Because I wanted to be the best I can be, so I can be what I need to other people. I can't be the best mom if I'm wilding out in my head. I can't. And granted, my babies are grown, but I still can be the best mom. You know what I mean? Do you know how amazing it is when my children say something to me right now, like, Mom, I'm proud of you. Or I hear them shout out, oh, my mom did this, or my mom. That is the most amazing feeling in the entire world. And I want to be that. I want to be the best church member. I want to be the best wife. I want to be the best friend I can be. But if I don't get all this together, how can I be that?
Yeah, most definitely.
So that's what it was. I spent years being what people wanted me to be. I just adapt. In my head, now thinking about it, that's crazy. That means I'm creating personalities for whoever I got to be around. That's psycho in my head. I mean, when I'm with this person, I'm like this, and this person needs me to be this way, and the kids need me to be this way, and the church people need me to be this way. That's bananas. And at the end of the day, one, I was extremely unhappy, extremely depressed, extremely just not there. And two, they talk about you anyway when you don't do it anymore. So you did all that for what? For what? Why not just do what makes you happy?
I can dig it.
From jump.
Man.
So that's
Ooh, look, so hold on, I'm gonna get to some comments, and then my next question is that one's gonna take you for a loop then. So Damian Lyons, excellent points made. Safe spaces are important. So most definitely, man. I think that's the only way you can really get people to kind of let their guard down, but you only get free once your guard is down and you become vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Destiny says, I like how she talks about the subjects. The main thing is no judgment. Amen. We live in a society that's politically correct, and judgment. This is the gray area that is needed. Awesome work. I can dig it. Life hacks with Liv when she say, I love this. Ray, that's real. Most definitely.
And I was gonna say, think about it too. We're doing all this to please people, right?
Yeah.
And when you think about it for real, you the only person you're gonna die with.
Amen.
So why not make you happy? Like, for real.
Yeah. But now this is the question. When I do that, and that was my next question, some people believe that doing what's best for them is selfish and they feel guilty, right?
Yeah.
So now, how does your book, if it touches on this, does it even cover how to help them like not feel guilty about working to be the best version, which sometimes leaves people to the wayside?
It does, but first of all, the best thing to do is not compare your situation to anybody else's. First and foremost, what works for me might not work for you. You see what I'm saying? And of course, you want to create a balance. You don't want to create more chaos than you already got. But it took me about 40 years to figure it out. But I was that person. And when I'm not gonna lie and say I don't have to remember, okay, take care of yourself. Because my goal, my first heart is to take care of somebody else.
Yeah.
It's natural. It's natural. But when I learned that people will use you up, they'll just keep using, keep taking, keep asking, and you are left with nothing. You're left empty and exhausted. You can't so you're going to go help somebody clean their house, but your house look a wreck. So when you get done cleaning their house, and this is just an example because it's a whole bunch of things, you get done helping them clean their house. Now you come home and you sitting here like, well, who gonna help me clean this? You don't even have any more energy for yourself. And that's one of the things the book talks about is the value of no. You have to say no to other people so you can say yes to yourself. It's not selfish. It's not selfish. It is necessary. One of the things that I learned, and yes, for me, I'm a little hard-headed. I don't know if anybody else out there is hard-headed. I am. So it took sickness to shake me out of that. At one point, I was so stressed. Literally, I got vertigo, Bell's palsy. My face was distorted. And I thought, God, for real? That's my face. I got to do book covers and podcasts. Lord, my face is crooked. But I heard, be still, sit down somewhere. Stop just going. I just keep saying yes and yes and yes and yes and yes. And guess what? Couldn't nobody that I helped help me fix my face.
Come on now.
Nobody. I had to do that on my own with myself. So it got to the point where, no, sir. Right now, I'm better at saying no. And for those, because no is a bad word. It was such a bad word to me. Such a bad word, because not only do I not like to hear the word no, I don't like to say the word no. So it just got to the point where it's too expensive. If it's too expensive, and I mean emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, if it's too expensive, and money, if it's too expensive, I can't do it.
Most definitely.
I can't afford to be empty like that. I can't. So that's what it is. If they're guilty, I'll just start little.
Yeah.
Just start little. And what is self-time for you might not be self-time for me. And it could be anything. It can be mani-pedis. It can be going for a walk. It could be watching a movie. It could be going to treat yourself to some ice cream. And one of my personal favorites, it could be doing nothing at all. Just nothing. I don't want my phone to ring. I just want to put on a good movie. And I've probably seen it like 6 times already. I just want to watch it again in peace. That's the way I treat myself. Yeah. Do nothing. Yeah. So you have to start small. And again, still working on that. Because I'll see something like the other day. I saw a watch I wanted, but I was like, oh yeah, but that grandbaby need, she got 2 parents. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna buy me my watch. Somebody's gonna get her what she needs. But we have to think about those things. We're so quick to help, and that's nothing wrong with helping, but it just can't be at the expense of your mental. That leaves you with regret. It leaves you with feeling rejected. It makes you bitter. It makes you really bitter. Like I just thought about how bitter that makes you when you're pleasing everybody else and you have to go home and sit in that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. Practice.